Hello everyone, I'm Rachel Tessman from StampYourArtOut.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Andover, Minnesota in the US, and I'm here to bring you a live paper crafting class because it's Wednesday, December 3rd, 2025 at 11 a.m. Central Time. And I'm excited because December 2nd, yesterday, Stampin' Up! Launched Product of the Month. It's a program that they just started doing as of yesterday, and each and every month there's going to be exclusive product that you can get your hands on for just $5 with a qualifying order. In the US, it is a $75 minimum. And then once you reach that, you can add the item for $5. So super cheap, and the product is exclusive. It's really cool. Let me show you what the first month's product looks like. So we'll just head on over here to my computer. So this is beautiful blue paper. It's called True Blue Florals, and the colors are Balmy Blue and Night of Navy. You get 12 by 12, 2 sheets of all of the designs, so double-sided designs, and altogether you get 12 sheets. So super, super pretty paper. And then this is the little advertisement thingy that goes with it. So product of the month, you can see that monochromatic is so easy to create with, right? And you can use it for scrapbooking, card making. So what happened was when they debuted all this stuff yesterday on the demonstrator side of things, they amazed me with all of the really cool, I'm going to show you that here, all of the really cool designs that they have a demonstrator council working on. And so 3 of those demonstrators each created 4 projects, and they shared them yesterday. Let me show those to you now. So I immediately was super excited because I was thinking I'm going to have to buy this, expedite it, and then show it to you so you can see it in time to purchase it. But no, Stampin' Up! Has given us lots of tools because we can't order it early. Only the Demonstrator Council people can get their hands on it early. But we can at least show the finished projects that they created. So here's my newsletter that I sent out yesterday showing the product, showing some suggested coordinating products if you're looking for things to go with it. And then these are the projects that were created and shared. Not all of them are here because I couldn't flood my newsletter with everything, but you can see lots and lots of gorgeous inspiration. And as I was looking at all these beautiful ideas and seeing their how-to video, I'm like, maybe tomorrow's live, which is today, could be about showing an idea within that's related to these projects. So I picked out a couple cards in here, and I thought I would show you how to make those cards with different kinds of products, but then you can take those ideas and apply them to the True Blue paper. All right, so there's all the beautiful inspiration. Here's the details on it. If you are not on my newsletter list, I encourage you to go over to my website at StampYourArtOut.com, click on, I think it's menu, let me find it. But it's right under, it's like the first drop-down menu, and then you click subscribe, okay? And then you can get your hands on the newsletter each and every month when I share news. So hello to all of you. This is so fun. Thank you for joining me. By the way, my video description, which is connected to this video, if you look down in it, you can see all the products that I'm using. Well, not all of them. This time I didn't list adhesives and tools, but because I'm showing you 3 different cards, and in fact, I might even show you the idea of a 4th one. But because of all the different products, or projects, I should say, I listed the main products, and you can shop from those links. You can also look at the other links that are within the description so that you can get your hands on other things like paper pumpkin. Right now there's a special on that. Oh my gosh, there's so much I gotta tell you about, but let's create, okay? So I'm gonna drop down to our desktop, and we're gonna bring in the first set of products. We're gonna create with something that might surprise you because it's not showing in the preview image on this video, but we're gonna create with the beautiful Butterflies bundle, which has just been added to the last chance list. And both of these are on sale individually, not the bundle, but the individual dies. And you know what, this one comes with an embossing folder too, but this is on sale and this is on sale separately, okay? So I encourage you, if you're gonna get them, if you don't have them yet, to get them separately. Then I'm gonna be creating with the current, not on the last chance list, brushed with beauty designer paper. It's gorgeous. Here, let me take the top 6 sheets and show you those really quickly. We're not doing winter or Christmas today, if that's okay. I decided I wanted to do something a little bit different. So I hope that's all right with you, that we are diving into florals. Florals are all year long, you know what I mean? You can always create with them. Now, the True Blue paper has some paper in it where you can like fussy cut out some flowers. So you're gonna see some samples in that newsletter or on my blog if you go there and you click on the newsletter, because there's a link to the newsletter in my latest blog post. But you're gonna see some samples where they've fussy cut out some monochromatic looking flowers. You could do that with this paper. I did not. I chose to use a bundle instead, so the butterflies. And I didn't actually use the butterflies on this card. Oh yeah, I did, the dies. Okay, so we're gonna take a chunk of this. In fact, I think I've already pulled it aside because I wanna show you how easy this is to do with 6x6 paper too. So let's say you don't get the True Blue Florals paper, you don't get the Brushed with Beauty paper, but you have some really cool 6x6 paper that you wanna do this, this technique with, okay? So it's a folding technique, and I'm calling it the pinched paper fold, or pinch paper layout is what I'm calling it. Now, the demonstrator who created this card and shared it with the True Blue Florals paper, she did not give it a name, but I like to name things. And it does, it looks like pinched paper. So what she instructed on, and I'm gonna tell you now, is you're gonna cut your paper into 4 different sections. So first you'll find your bottom piece. And on this one, it's great because it can go in either direction. You can have your bottom turned horizontally or vertically with this paper. We're gonna cut off 3/4 of an inch of it. Then we're gonna turn it in this direction, and we're gonna cut at 2.5. And the reason why I'm doing the large one first is because it looks really nice and even over here. This one's a little bit different. It has kind of an edging on it. So you're gonna start with your largest piece where it looks even on both sides, okay? And then from this piece, you can cut that in half, and that's gonna give you 1 3/4 and 1 3/4 on each side. So all 3 of these are 5 1/4 inches tall. And then we can do the same thing with this, make it 5 1/4 inches tall. And you could actually include that top kind of crumb cakey look here, because we have that on the front, we're going to have that on the front of the card. So I'm gonna cut off this portion, and that's all you trash. Just a 3/4 by 3/4 inch square. That's all you get rid of for your 6x6 paper. Let's make the base of our card and some of our layers. If you are a beginning crafter, by the way, you can totally make this card. This is a really easy to do card, and you don't need like all kinds of things. I know I'm gonna share a die cut image, but you wouldn't even need to do that. Again, you could cut out the florals from the paper by using your scissors. Okay, I'm just gonna make one. All right, so we're gonna cut this in half. This is 11-inch paper, it's Calypso Coral. We're cutting it in half at 5 1/2 inches. It's so fun to see everybody chiming in and saying hello, telling what their weather is like, talking to each other. So cool. So keep on talking, because I love looking up once in a while and seeing what you guys are sharing. And now we're gonna score, and I'm scoring halfway at the 5 1/2 inch mark here. Okay, so it's 5 1/2 by 11-inch cardstock. We've cut it in half, and then we've scored this section in half. All right, we're gonna fold that, set it aside, and now we're gonna trim up a couple vanilla layers, because vanilla is the dominant, there is white in there too, but it's pretty dominant on this paper that vanilla is the dominant neutral color. So we're gonna cut that. Instead of at 4 1/4, we're gonna cut it a little skinnier at 4 1/8. And then we're gonna take this half and cut it into 2 pieces that are 5 3/8 and 5 3/8. Okay, so we have 4 1/8 by 5 3/8 inches. So we have some really, really nice layers to go here. This one is gonna get stamped with a stamp from Beautiful Butterflies. We're gonna open it up, and I think I actually have it mounted already. Yep, I do. Here it is. So we're gonna put this, we've got it on our clear block. I'm gonna open up my Mossy Meadow ink. And it's chilly in Dallas, huh? That's so crazy. We're gonna stamp this onto a scrap of vanilla. Then I'm gonna use my punch, which is I chose 2 different circle punches because they are really, really close in size to each other. The 1 7/8, and it's scratchy, sorry. 1 7/8 and the 2-inch circle punch. So they're only 1/8 of an inch off. They're gonna give us the same kind of layering this way. So I'm punching out my hello, and then I'm gonna punch out from this scrap the larger layer. And these two will go together. I wanna introduce to you, if you're looking for gift ideas for Christmas, this is a really cool thing to get. It's called an adhesive caddy, although I put my tools in there too. This is from the Country Hive. So I had to show that today. I don't show it that often, and I have so many more things from the Country Hive that I think are ideal storage pieces. And so I thought I'd bring that in today. I'm always showing these cute glue holders, right? You have like these character ones and yeah, anyways. But just know, okay, so we have our hello done. We also have a cutout butterfly already. I already took and cut it from this set of dies. It's either this one or this one. They're both the same. I love that they have double dies sometimes. Okay, and then we're going to take all these pieces. Oh, we want to do one more thing to prep. I'm going to close up my Mossy Meadow ink. Mossy Meadow is the green that is within the designer paper, and it's also the green cardstock that I used for the butterfly. So we'll set this over here for now. We'll bring that back in. I hope it doesn't slide. Hang on. Okay. All right. So now we're gonna do some coloring, and I'm gonna use some blends markers. And after we've done the coloring here, then we're gonna put our card together, and you're gonna see the magic of how this goes together. I was just like, wow, I don't think I've ever seen that fold before. So I was super excited. I'm taking the darker of the two because I want slightly darker pearls. And look how nice that tip is on that marker. So if you have a really, really nice tip on your blends marker, please, please, please do not push as you are coloring your pearls. You can really wear out the tips of your markers by coloring super hard against a hard surface like this. So I'm just trying to be really gentle and save my marker. I just got in on that blend sale for Black Friday and and replaced a couple of them that were kind of off. I hope some of you got in on that too. All right, so this is my blends marker set from Mossy Meadow. Now, let's put this card together. So we have all of our parts and pieces. The first thing we're gonna do is add our vanilla layers. I'm gonna open this up because it keeps popping open on me. We're just gonna do that with some seal adhesive, although you could use the liquid glue. Liquid glue lasts a lot longer. It's probably your most money wise. Like if you use it, you're gonna save a lot of money, I guess is what I'm saying. Cost efficient, that's the word. So we're gonna go ahead and take and use the glue now. And when you're using glue, you just use a thin line. And if you have trouble making a thin line of glue, you can always transfer it into what I call the precision tip glue bottle. And that you can find in my favorite extras on my website under the shop drop-down menu. The nice thing about glue is that it does allow you to kind of shift and shimmy your piece. You can see how I'm kind of wiggling it. It allows you to do that before you set it in place. So if you're someone who does not have a steady hand, this is a great adhesive for that too. So cost efficient, great for non-steady hands. It's not as quick and it's a little messy. See, I got it on my fingers again, you guys. Did you order some blends, Debbie? Yay! All right, so now we're gonna take and add this piece on the inside, and I'm gonna go back to my seal adhesive because it's quick and it's dry. And I'm gonna add that in here so that I have an 1/8 of an inch, 1/16 of an inch border all the way around on that vanilla. And the crumb cake opening is at the top because we're gonna make the crumb cake opening at the top for the front of the card too. So again, pinched paper layout. That's what I'm calling it. It totally looks like it's pinched, but it's not. So we're gonna add this piece in the middle. This is gonna be our highlighted portion of the paper. And you just wanna get it eyeballed in the middle. So you have, again, that 1/16 of an inch border here and here for your vanilla, for your layer underneath it. Now these two are gonna flip over but we're gonna see this side of it in just a couple places. And so we have to be wise about where we use it, especially with this one here. So I can see my crumb cake border here. I don't want that to be showing. So that's the part that I'm gonna tape down. So I'm putting my adhesive here, and you can go all the way from top to bottom with your adhesive, just on one half. Lay that down right here so that your edges of your designer paper are lining up with the edges of the designer paper here, and you still see that 1/16 of an inch border. Now on this one, of course, you want to have your crumb cake at the top, so we're going to put our adhesive here and lay it down here. So everything, all the crumb cake borderish parts of our paper are towards the top. So if you have a directional paper or you have paper where you're trying to line up the images, just try to pay attention to that stuff, okay? All right, here's the magic. You fold this back. You don't fold it back super far, but you kind of hold your fingernail right here and you fold it back, and then you go down as far as you want. You can go to the middle or you can go up a little higher. I kind of go towards the middle and lay it flat. And then you do the same thing to the other side. I was just like, that is so cool and so easy. So we're gonna do the same thing here and try to just eyeball and get it to the same spot. Like, look at that. I have to shift it just a little bit more. Okay, so there's that. And then you can use your bone folder to help crease it. Then you do the same thing to the bottom. So we gotta see where our paper goes, pinch it. We're not really pinching it, are we? We're folding it, but it looks like it's been kind of cinched in the middle. And then this side. Have you guys seen this before? This is so new to me. I don't know why this is new, and it's so simple. I've just never seen anybody do this. I've seen it done with like a portion, like, you know, you do this, right? You get this, but I've not seen it where it's the top and the bottom or the side to side if you want to do it side to side. We're doing top because we have this exposed little border of the crumb cake up there. And then you hide the middle. Let me grab my dimensional sheet from my adhesive caddy. And I'm going to use 3, 1, 2, 3, because all of this is lying flat, or it will be. I'm not worried about exactly where my dimensionals are lying on this because they're all going to kind of stick down. And you can shift this up a little higher or a little lower depending on what you want to expose. I'm just going to kind of set it right in the middle, press it. Then I'll use a glue dot, or you could use your liquid glue again. And I'm going to grab a glue dot right in the middle back of the body. After I've stuck my butterfly down, I peel it away, pulling the glue dot at the same time. Wrap this back up. Okay. Then you can take and kind of bend those wings up, stick it down wherever you think it looks great, and use the Take Your Pick tool to grab a large, a small, oops, that was kind of off kilter, Rachel. Big, yes, it's so easy with a big impact. I love how you said that. Okay, and then we will take a big and a small and a small. And there we have our finished card. Okay, so we have a couple samples there just because I like to always have a sample done before my video. But there you have the idea of it, right? Pretty cool. I'm going to zoom out just a tad. Okay, now we're going to do that same design, but we're just going to look at 12 by 12 paper because that's what the True Blue Florals is. And I'm sorry, we have sun coming in. Okay, is that better? No. I love being by my window, but sometimes when the clouds are too thin, then you get that intense ray. Okay, so we have that finished card. Let's move on to the next version of it. And for this version, we're going to be using this beautiful paper. And this is the one that you saw in the preview on the video before the video started. So this is called Perennial Lavender, and it has been so popular that they've allowed it to stay a lot longer than most papers. It's just gorgeous paper, as you can see. It's double-sided, 6 different double-sided designs, 2 of each, 12 sheets altogether, just like most of our designer papers, just like the True Blue paper. Okay, so let me show you the flip side. This is the one that I don't have in 12 by 12 anymore. but the rest of them I still at least have one full sheet. So there's the flip side. Lots of beautiful color, beautiful patterns, large and small. It is just stunning, isn't it? All right, so we're gonna take the mossy, no, we're gonna actually take the Pretty Peacock. So there is garden green, mossy, there's the different greens in there, but I'm gonna use the Pretty Peacock green as our base. And let's set this off to the side and pull in our designer paper that I've cut down to 5 1/4 inches. So this is 5 1/4 this way by 12 inches. So this is another way you can do your card, but if you have a directional paper, like remember our floral one that we just used was not super directional, but this one is. And so here's the thing, you'll wanna do your 2 1/2, your 1 3/4, your 1 3/4, and then from here, like if this piece was on the bottom, it would be going, you know, side to side if I stuck it on the side. Or I could flip it over, but then that side was kind of boring to me. So this paper is perfect for just continuing to cut, right? So we're gonna do a 3/4 inch piece here, and that's gonna go on the inside of the card. Okay, so what we used then instead was a 6 3/4 inch by 5 1/4 inch piece, but you can still get a ton of designs from the paper. Okay, I'm gonna set that aside. Let's do the same thing. We have our base mounted. We're gonna take and put our paper together again. We'll add this to the middle, going up and down. If you don't have a directional paper, it really does not matter, right? Oh, that would be cool if we could see that butterfly. I don't know if we'll be able to. Maybe on that side we would. So I'm gonna put the adhesive over here. Probably not. You don't get too much of this paper when you fold it, right? Oh yeah, we don't see them. That's okay. We'll just continue to fold since we've started. And then this one gets adhered over here and stuck down here. Okay, so now that we have our papers on, we're gonna do our quick folding. You could make your folds go in different places too. Like it could be really, really, like your pinch could be super high, and then this angle could be down more. It's up to you. You have the ability to kind of dictate that for your card. Just try not to go beyond there or you're gonna see that white. And then we'll do the same here. And if you overlap, because you can see I really went down far on this part, if you overlap, you can always like do another fold right on top. See how I'm doing that here? I'm kind of going over the corner that I just did. Or you can say, hey, I'm gonna have my fold lower. So it's just all eyeballing, it's all non-mathematical, okay? Don't worry too much about the math on this one. All right, and you can see it doesn't look like super pretty in the middle. It looks pinched, but it's kind of messed up here. But we're gonna cover that, right? So we're gonna take our piece that we've already stamped, and we'll just add that with 3 dimensionals. And then I'm gonna show you the newsletter where she showed this card. And then put this here. I'm gonna set this up a little higher. Okay, because we have another piece to put underneath it. And we have to prepare that. Oh, look what Rachel did on the inside of the card. Yes, I'm gonna show you that. We're gonna do one of those. Okay, so don't look at the mistake on this side, but I stamped it and then I was like, So I stamped the other side because you can do that in paper crafting. So there's the inside of the card. Let us do this technique. So I'm gonna take some water-based ink. You can use Tuxedo Black Memento ink when you're coloring with blends, but you can also use these colors, okay? Because they're all water-based, so is Tuxedo. So I want, instead, for my outline to not be black, but I want it to be the Pretty Peacock color. So I'm inking up my stamp, and I forgot to show you my other, This is the other bundle I'm using. This is Charming Day. This one is also on clearance. Clearance. They don't call it the clearance rack anymore. This is the last chance. And bundle-wise, it's the same price as it was before, but if you buy them separately, then you get a good savings on the stamp set alone and the die set alone. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous bundle. If you don't have it, you should. By the way, these little areas here, these pockets, these magnets, all of that comes from Stamp & Storage. Okay, so we're inking and we're stamping. And we're putting our ink pad away because we don't want to get ink on ourselves. And we're bringing in some different blends markers now. We're bringing in the Lost Lagoon, which is a nice light version of Pretty Peacock. And we're also bringing in Highland Heather. Highland Heather? Yes, Highland Heather, because that is one of the pretty purples in the set. So we're going to color make it look like that. And I'm just making sure I have all my stuff organized here. Okay, so let's zoom in and let's go ahead and start coloring. So I'm going to start with the flower. I'm going to use my light, then go back to dark, then go to light. I love using the brush tip. I feel like I have more control because the brush tip comes to a really fine point, but there is a bullet tip too. So you could do writing with it. You can get into small little dot areas with it. But I tend to lean towards this. And you're going to color by kind of going over all the areas where you want to have any purple first. And I'm just doing that really, really close to the inside and then leaving some white on the ends just for, I don't know, highlights, for shine. Let's say the sun is shining on the flower. So I'm leaving a little bit of white on the tips. Okay, next, after I've done that, and you'll notice how I pull the cap off, I hold my hands around the barrel, 2 hands together, and I push with both fingers so that the cap comes off straight and doesn't ruin the tip. Next, I'm going to come in and just do a little bit of dark coloring here. And it looks like clumpy now, right? You can see the difference between the 2 colors. Put the cap on. Come back to the light. Remember I said light, dark, light? This is really easy. Light, dark, light. So then I come in and I connect the colors together by swirling with the tip to see how that blends? It's just amazing. Alcohol-based markers are really, really fun to color with. Gives you lots of artistry feel. Like you have such control over the smoothness of the connection of the dark to light colors. So there we have our flower. Let's do the same with our Lost Lagoon. So Lost Lagoon, light. Again, I'm pulling off my tip with 2 thumbs. I'm coming in and I'm going around the leaf, leaving just a little bit of white, again, just for almost like a cartoony kind of shine. You wouldn't have to. In fact, on my finished card, the 3rd one that I'm going to show you, you're going to see that I did not do that. I did not leave like the white little accent areas. So you can kind of decide on the 2 what you like most. So we just did light, and while it's still semi-wet, we're going to come in. You only want to do small sections at a time when you're coloring with blends markers. Don't do your whole area and then walk away and have lunch and come back and try to blend the color. It won't work. Okay, you have to kind of flow quickly in one area to get those colors to blend. And you can already see that the colors were blending on their own. Like I hardly had to touch it at all, and it's blending. So that's good. This is a really moist marker. Okay, and there's that. Now we bring in our Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And you're gonna have to forgive me, I don't have the newest of the cutting pads on this one. It's kind of, ooh, it's really big. They're kind of scratchy looking, I guess is what I'm saying. So we have our platform number 1, die adapter plate number 2, your scratchier plate, and that also has a 3 on it. And then we need another 3, okay? So I'll take this and lay it on top. Using my dies, I've got a coordinating die. So this is the die. And the stamp I used again was this one. I'm gonna lay that over the top, line up everything. And then I'll use some sticky notes because I don't want this to move. And just kind of put those over the top. Put my cutting mat on top of that. Make sure it's still staying together. Kind of want to still see a bit of it. And then we'll crank it through. We're using the handle here. There's a handle. And we're cranking it. And the rollers in between are pressing it super hard together so that it gets cut out. And look at that. This happens too. When you're using alcohol-based markers, the color will seep through. So you don't want to use like a one layer type of card when you're using the blends markers, like, you know, just a folded piece of paper, because you'll see it on the inside. I think I'm gonna trash these. Okay, because they've been used a while. So there's my finished piece. And what I'm gonna do next is take this and add it to the front of my card with dimensionals. If I can grab them, 1, 2, and 3. And then we just have some accenting to do on this, and I have a third card for you. Are you excited? Oh, thank you so much, Terry. You're sweet. Debbie says, my plates look like they've been stamped by bison in high heels. I love it. So yours are not in that great a shape either, huh? All right, so there's that. And if you want to, you can kind of curl up the leaves, give it some dimension. We'll bring in those pearls again. And this time I'm not gonna color them. This keeps moving off of here. I'm just gonna pull it away anyways, because we're not gonna need that next. We have our glass mat under here. Okay, so we'll grab a large. Oh, I did color these, but you know what? For this version, I won't, because you guys know how to do that already. But I have a large and a small. And then I had like one other small over here. I think I'll shift that. I don't know. Maybe I'll put on another one and another one over here because it didn't look full enough. There we go. So there's some fun little sparkle iridescent pearls. Those are the pearls. And then these I colored with the lavender, I'm sorry, not lavender, the Highland Heather dark blends. So the inside and the outside of the cards. Okay, the third card. The third card, hang on. Okay, the third card is over here. And I'm just gonna bring in this tray. I've already die cut some vellum, and these leaves came from this one here in the Charming Day die set. So this cuts out that. And then we're going to cut it into little tiny pieces. So we're going to cut out, oops, this little cluster here. And this little cluster here. I think this one I just left as is, but I made it a little shorter so it was easier to work with. Okay. So now I have some vellum leaf clusters ready to go. And we're gonna take some 12 by 12 thick basic white cardstock. This is our basic white. Ooh, you can see my whole desk. Basic white cardstock is 12 by 12, and this is going to allow you to create this fun fold card. It's called a zigzag fold. So you'll need a piece that is 12 inches by 5 1/4. I've already cut that, and I've scored it in 2 places, at 4 inches and at 8 inches. Okay, so we have this zigzag fold here. Now we're gonna move this away as we're done with that. Oops, I better put it back here because we have ink over here. We don't want ink on anything. Okay, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a ruler, and I'm using a metal ruler. There are a couple different rulers that I've linked in my favorite extras section to Amazon, so you can buy them on Amazon. And I love using this one because it's flexible, it's soft, it doesn't have sharp edges, it's clear. I also have this one, it's a little stiffer, but it's not transparent, so it's easy to work with. This is also plastic, and all of these are made by Victor, and they have that 1/8 inch measurement on them, so it makes it really easy. Centimeters on one side and the imperial measurements on the other side. And then I have this one, and it's metal. So the reason why I'm using the metal one is for the cutting technique. We're gonna measure 3 inches down and mark it with a pencil. So from the top left corner, we're gonna go 1, 2, 3 inches down. Mark it here. And then we're gonna connect, we're gonna make a line from that point up to this second score line. Okay, so we have a score line here, we have a score line here, and here's the top of that score line. So this pencil mark all the way to here. Did you know that for the Take Your Pick tool, you can have an attachment that has the X-Acto blade on it, right? The little cutting blade. So we're just gonna take and use this. This is the technique that she used too when she demonstrated this card. And you're just gonna slice, and it makes it so easy. On the glass mat, you can do cutting like this super easy. I'm just gonna do it a couple times to make sure it's all the way through. Okay, save that. No cut line. Glass mat is amazing, you guys. If you don't have that, this is an amazing tool for cutting on and doing inking on because it's smooth. Oh, I need to clean it. Okay, we're gonna bring back our grid paper because the reflection's a little intense in live, so we'll just put this back in place because we don't need to do any more cutting. Actually, we do. So I'll just keep my cutting blade here, but here you have your zigzag fold, okay? Now you bring out your papers that are cut from your designer paper. And once again, we're gonna be using the lovely, Perennial Lavender designer paper. And this is, we have 3 sheets that are the same size. These measure 3 3/4 by 5 1/4 inches tall, because our card is 5 1/2 inches tall. And when we fold it, it's 4 inches wide because of the 12 by 12 designer paper, okay? She is amazing. I'm so glad that you guys are cheering for Trisha. I forgot to introduce her. Oh my gosh. Those of you that don't watch my lives too often, just know that Trisha Josephs is here. She's got the wrench symbol next to her name. She's my moderator. She like answers everything. She's amazing. Sorry, Trisha. Oh, I take you for granted sometimes, don't I? I don't mean to. But we have 1 in one pattern and 2 in the other pattern. Okay, so pick any pattern you like. And then you need another one that is also 3 3/4 inches wide, but this time it's a little bit shorter. This, instead of having it 5 1/4, it's gonna measure 3 5/8. So it's not a perfect square, so be careful when you're adding this. This one can get added straight on. So we can add that here. This one gets added here and on the back side. And then this one gets added here. Oops, see, you gotta watch which direction you're going. So notice though, I think you can see it here. When I lay this out, I'm gonna actually make these 2 pieces slightly shorter. It's like a 1/16 of an inch shorter. So notice that this one doesn't even hit the top here. Here's the top of the paper. Oh, you can't see very well. There we go. So it doesn't hit the top of the paper. We have like that 1/8 inch difference. But up here, we could go a little bit shorter to make it not so close to the top. So I'm gonna take both of these, and I gave you measurements that are consistent with this piece, but just know that these 2, it will help if you go slightly shorter. And I would just cover up that dark part of the channel of your trimmer right here. Just cover that up so you're cutting off a 1/16 of an inch from both of them. It's just a small little fraction. And now we are able to do our little technique. So we've got this piece here, and we're gonna lay it down. See, now we can see a little bit of white at the top. We're gonna grab our pencil, and we're gonna mark it. And I can't really see my pencil that much, so I'm also gonna mark it with my scissors. This is what I did yesterday too. It's a very, very patterned paper. So I marked it with my scissors. Yep, that's good. And then I'm gonna stack these 2 back to back, and it's gonna help with the cutting. So I'm gonna bring in my trimmer, because the trimmer, this is short enough now where you don't need to worry about your hobby blade. I'll just use my trimmer. But I'm going to cut here, right at that little spot, and make it even more prominent by sticking my fingernail in there. Okay, now I have a notch in there. I'll be able to find it. So there to here, to the corner. And don't push against this side, push against this side. This is the flat side, this is your corner. When you push your blade against a corner first, you might end up just kind of pushing it into a scrunched up little piece. So now we have this piece and this piece, which will go on our card. Let's do the same thing for this one. So we're gonna lay it in here where it needs to sit. This already looks like a good enough little corner, and I'm gonna take and just mark this instead of with a pencil, because it's dark paper. I'm just gonna cut it with my paper snips. Oh, you didn't even see that. Hang on. Okay, so I'm cutting right about there just to make a little mark. And then I'm gonna dig my fingernail in there to kind of open it up and make a notch. Okay, dark cardstock, dark papers. They're tough on the old eyes. Line it up, slice. We're ready to roll. Okay, let's take and add all these layers. You have this bundle? Do you have the whole lavender bundle? Like, we used to have a stamp set and dies, and like it was a whole suite, but now it's just the paper that's left. But there's a lot of things that you can do with this paper. I mean, you don't have to, like I'm using the Charming Day bundle with it. I'm using the beautiful butterflies with it. It's perfect for the beautiful butterflies because there's actually butterflies in the design. I don't know if it's on, no, it's not on any of these papers, but you saw it in the other paper when I was sharing with you the pinched technique. Okay, this one will go here. And this one will go here. Now, why are we putting paper here and not here? Because you actually don't see the back side of this piece, but you do see this one when we have our card closed. All right, so that's why we're putting it there. You can certainly do another layer if you wanted your whole thing to be full of design. You could do one more of these layers on this side, but you're not going to see it much, just as you don't see the back of the card too much. Unless that's where you're going to write, because if you want to show off all that beautiful paper, you want to do that. But then I have these papers here. This is basic white 2x3. This is Pretty Peacock 2 1/4 by 3 1/4. And we're going to take and put that on here. By the way, my blog post is live already. It's connected to this video. So if you click on the link for the blog post, you can get your hands on, and I haven't shared it yet because it's been a while. I've been out of the habit, you guys. You can get your hands on this sheet of, it's a PDF that you can print off. It has the measurements on there for the pinch paper card, the zigzag fold card, and then the main supplies that I used on all 3 cards. It also has the date at the top. And then if you look over here, this, the title also, and then the date is clickable. I'm making the date clickable because having the title clickable was just too much blue up there. Anyways, all of those supplies are also clickable. In other words, you can click on them and shop. Okay, so we have this piece that we're adding. Now, when you add this, you want to be careful because you can add it so it's up too high. You guys are sweet. It's up too high here, right? Because you can see it. So you want to be really careful to make sure that you add it at a level where it's not going to be seen. And you can kind of just shift and shimmy. Don't stick it all the way down yet until you know where it's going to sit. And that looks good enough to me. Good enough. Then we're going to take this piece and we're going to stamp on it with some words. So I'm grabbing a few words from this stamp set. I think I already have them on stamps. I do. Okay. I'm going to use the happy birthday and the can't wait to see you again. And I have not, I don't have the labels on here. So we're just going to stamp it down here. And I'm going to stamp it again because my pad needs re-inking. So really press and hold, Rachel. That's why we have this scrap. Oh, see, so much darker. And then we need another one. Which is the top, which is the bottom? Okay, it goes like this. Okay, inking that up, and we're gonna stamp that right about here. And that's good enough. Also, the glass mat makes noise. That's why I don't use it too often, but it's an amazing tool. Now we're gonna take and use a long bladed scissors, okay? We're gonna cut and cut and cut. This is something that a lot of us don't even think about doing because, well, I don't, because I'm so mathematical that I think to myself, oh, it's all got to be even and nice looking, but it does not have to be even. You can cut out your words like this, right? Just trim them up and trim, just eyeball it and trim. Okay, that was quick. So much quicker than measuring. Remember this large piece of white? This is where you can take and stamp, and I don't have it anymore because I've already done it, but you can stamp your flower accent in there, which I've already done. I've stamped it, colored it, die cut it, all that goodness. So we have those pieces ready, and we're gonna add this one onto our card with some dimensionals. When you're doing this, I'm going to use these pretty Post-it notes that were gifted to me. When you're doing this, lay a Post-it note down, if it can be laid flat, and then put your flower where you want it to go. Turn it over, and now you know where you shouldn't add adhesive. So let's take our dimensionals and add 1, 2, 3. And you know what, I'm just gonna add one more here. We'll peel away the backings. And then we're gonna add our vellum underneath, okay? So keep your Post-it note on there. That's gonna be a guide for you. And you're just gonna slide that back in place, sticking your flowers on, peeling your Post-it note away. See, that's another reason why you don't really need to see the back. All right, next, we will take our vellum flowers that we have in this great little magnetic storage tray, and we're gonna tuck them. So I'm just gonna add some glue on the back side of the stem, the part that's gonna be tucked under that you don't see. And I'm using my precision tip bottle, which I gotta clean the nozzle of. There we go. So I'm using the precision tip because I have such skinny pieces here, you guys. Okay, so we're gonna add that tucked under this leaf like that. This one, same thing. Add the glue right underneath the parts that you're not going to see. And that's going to be put, I'm looking at my finished one. That's going to be put here. And then the last one, tiny little area. This is better than glue dots because it's not gonna have your, like, if you have anything sticky coming out the sides, if you put a glue dot back there and it goes beyond, your flower is gonna kind of get stuck down in places, right? We don't wanna have that happen. So that gets put here. And this piece is gonna be added here. I'm going to take and do just a kind of another fussy cut kind of thing, like I'm just hand cutting, making my own little banner. I found the middle, then I'm going from corner to corner to get that little cut look. Use my bone folder, give it a slight curl, add my adhesive. You can put it up on dimensionals if you want to, but I'm not going to. That's gonna get added here, like down in that spot. And this is for somebody who lives far away from you or you don't see too often. You're putting a card in the mail to them and you really wish that you could have gotten together with them in person instead. That's the case for many of our friends and family, right? We always wish we could see them again. And then because these words are very whimsical in and of themselves, the way that the font is, you can really stick them on however you want, right? So put them in place, and now you have your birthday card. In fact, I'm gonna put these a little higher so I have a place to sign my card. 1 and 2. Let's shift them. Okay. All right. So there's that. There's the finished open portion of that card. I want to show you that newsletter again. If you're not subscribed to my newsletter, you'll want to be so that you can have access to, sorry, hang on, so that you can have access to getting news in a timely manner. I also post on Facebook, although I think I forgot to post on Facebook about this. There's so many things to always share. Stampin' Up! Is filled with wonderful promotions lately. Okay, so let's open that up and stick that here. Put that card here. Can you see them all at once? You're a messier gluer? Me too. Okay, so here we go. Yes, Country Hive. So the Country Hive, I've shared a few products from there. I also have Stampin' Storage products behind me. If you're looking for gift ideas for the Christmas holiday or whatever holiday or birthdays or whatever, you can always shop from those two places. Those are my go-to places for storage for my paper crafting products. Love, love, love them. And I'm gonna go over to my website now, and I'm gonna show you that newsletter again. We'll just come back to where we were at. Here is the pinched card that was shared. This is the pinched card. And then, oops, here it is, the zigzag fold card. And these flowers were from the paper. Hopefully you can apply those ideas to the true blue paper now when you get it, because you have those techniques. Is there anything else? Oh yes, I want to share this too. This is another large bit of news that's happening right now. This is Cyber Monday special going on for Paper Pumpkin kits. If you are not a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, please take advantage of the 25% off sale. Just purchase the 3-month prepaid. You're buying 3 kits up front. You get to choose when you want them to be active, except for your first one, which is going to automatically be December, but then you could take a break in January, March, whatever. You can decide when you want your other 2. Okay, so there's 3, 6, and 12 months worth of Paper Pumpkin. You pay up front. That's what a prepaid is. You pay up front and you save 25%. If you are not a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, it's so easy. Log into your Stampin' Up! Account, click on your drop-down menu under your name, or even go to the shop area and find Paper Pumpkin, go to subscriptions, but under your name, there's a subscriptions area. Drop down under your name, click on subscriptions, add in pink letters, add subscription, and choose one of the prepaids for sale. You can even use any accumulated rewards, Stampin' rewards, to pay for it. You can't add other product to it. You can't add anything to it, like cardstock, adhesives. You can't add the product of the month. That's one thing that you need to know, is that Paper Pumpkin subscriptions are purchased different ways. I've also added a video on my channel that I published last week that explains how to do it if you are a current subscriber. If you're a current subscriber with a month-to-month or pay-as-you-go, or if you're a current subscriber with a prepaid, how do you approach this sale and take advantage of it? So watch that video, okay? That'll tell you how. But it's 25% off, you guys. I bought 3 of them because I get lots of kits per month. So I bought 3 prepaids, 12-month, and 2 of them, because I had a lot of rewards, I got for basically free. It was so awesome. I used all my rewards, not all of them, but a lot of them to get my prepaids. So I saved a ton, and I'm super excited about it. So I hope that you are able to take advantage of that. I think, you know what, I'm gonna give you a little peek out my window here. I've turned on a different camera. It's one coming from my laptop. You're gonna see kind of the messiness in my room a little bit on my desktop here, but check this out. That's our snow that we have right now. And it has melted over time, but we've had a few snowfalls since right before Thanksgiving. And you can see on the top of our table, on the railing, that we still have a good 6 to 7 inches that has not melted away. We've got winter here. Winter is officially here in Andover, Minnesota, and it's a beautiful sunshiny day. The snow is so pretty when there's sunshine out there. What else do I want to tell you before I let you go? Thank you for the thumbs up. Those of you that have clicked thumbs up already, thank you for sharing the video with your friends. I love to have a whole bunch of paper crafters with us every single time we go live. The next live that I'll do will be on Friday evening at 7 p.m. Central Time. And I'm going to show off some Christmas tags. Now, the paper that I'm going to be using in that video, I think is right now unavailable, but I need to show this stuff to you now so that when it does become available, you can quickly put them together, okay? Because you never know when this stuff is going to come in. And I worked hard on these. They're simple tags, but there's a tip that I have for backing them with some gold paper that I don't want you to miss. So that will be on Friday night. And then again next week, Wednesday afternoon, Friday night, etc., etc. When we get closer to Christmas and New Year's, things might shift and change a little bit. But right now I'm still on that Wednesday, Friday schedule. And you can also click on, there's a link in my video description where you can go to my calendar, and that is updated anytime I make a change in my lives or I add one or I have to take one away or whatever. Those are there, okay? Tony says you can keep it. I will keep my snow. You know, it's funny. I lived in California for 4 years and I missed my family, which is the main reason I came back. But I also missed the change of the weather. And I lived in the high desert area where it was always sunshiny and you took it for granted. And so I kind of like that there's days where it's not so great, because when it is great, it's like singing opera. I don't know. I like the change. Let's see, what else do I want to tell you? Thank you for subscribing to my channel. Thank you to all my channel members. Those of you that your names stand out with a rhinestone, thank you for being there to support my channel, whether you do it at the 99 cents per month or you do it at the $5.99 per month. You get, the extra emojis to use. Oh my gosh, I need to add some extra emojis. I'll try to make some changes to the emojis so that you have some variation. Your name is in the top of my channel page. It scrolls across different names. You obviously have the rhinestone that grows. And if you are a supporting member at $5.99, you get the extra bonus video per month and sometimes little perks. Like I sent out Halloween candy to some people last month. And in another month, I sent out cards. And of course, you have to respond to me because I don't have your addresses. All I have is your YouTube name when you sign up. So join my lives, because that's the way that I reach you, is through the lives. Oh gosh, and then if you want to join as a team member, this is a great time to join because you can pre-order. You can order the products that are January release early. You can get them now. And you can even register for On Stage. On Stage is a convention that we have coming up in March, and I'm stinking excited about it. One of our team members just had another team member join, and she already signed up for On Stage. So Felicia's gonna join us. So excited. So hop on board with us. Just get the starter kit. It's a great deal, $99 plus tax, no shipping, and you get to choose up to $125 worth of product. That link is also in the description. I think that's it. So I'll let you all go. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a great week. And now I'd like you all to go and stamp your art out. Bye-bye.